On the side where people settled seeking peace and quiet, they've found themselves facing anything but tranquility. Can we truly grasp the concept of divine wrath? Stories from ancient times recount remarkable occurrences that shaped our spiritual journey. A guiding star leading wise men to the newborn Jesus, a massive inferno guiding travelers through desolate lands. These weren't chance happenings, but deliberate displays of divine power, a power that may manifest once more as the third temple nears completion. Confronted with a relentless barrage of natural disasters, from wildfires raging across the Middle East and powerful hurricanes to devastating floods and harsh winter storms, we must also reckon with the terrifying force of tsunamis reshaping the shores of the Holy Land, volcanic eruptions casting ash over the skies of Jerusalem, and the havoc wrought by tornadoes tearing through the plains. Furthermore, the insidious threat of disease-carrying insects akin to the plagues of Egypt poses a distinct yet equally formidable challenge to our society's very fabric. A solemn warning echoes for those who follow the teachings of Jesus. Be prepared. Ancient prophecies speak of a time of great suffering for our world, a time some believe to be tied to the construction of the third temple. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. As these prophetic signs materialize in Jerusalem and beyond, we are left to ponder. Are they mere precursors of change, or the final warnings of a world teetering on the brink of destruction by fire and anguish? In early April, events unfolded that seemed to echo the pages of ancient texts, capturing the world's attention. From the deluge of rain soaking Turkey's expansive lands to the fury of hailstorms in Dubai, the tornadoes of hail in the USA, and even the earth's tremors with earthquakes in Japan. Yet amidst these occurrences, the heart of Jerusalem, the sacred city, witnessed an event that would etch its significance into both history's annals and the whispers of contemporary times. ChatGPT Jerusalem, a city steeped in history where echoes of the past linger in every breath, found itself at the center of remarkable events. Videos capturing what many interpreted as celestial trumpets echoing over the Third Temple Mount filled social media feeds, while images purportedly showing the likeness of Jesus amidst the clouds circulated widely, stirring deep questions that went beyond mere curiosity. The world's attention turned to Jerusalem, yet it was on the ground where the next extraordinary event unfolded. Here, an army unlike any other emerged, not of soldiers wielding weapons, but of locusts awakening from a 2-decade slumber. As these insects took flight, they formed a massive cloud that blotted out the sun over the land where the Third Temple might soon stand, reminiscent of the biblical plagues of old. This wasn't a scene from a movie, but the reality of Israel in 2024, a year marked by a rare occurrence last seen beyond the memory of living generations. The eruption of this locust swarm in Jerusalem sparked discussions about divine signs, with many seeing it as a contemporary echo of the marvels and omens chronicled in sacred texts. These signs, reminiscent of the guiding star of the Magi or the pillar of fire that led the Israelites, evoke memories of an era when the hand of the divine guided the destinies of nations. They serve as potent symbols that captivate the imagination of those who discern in them a heralding of significant spiritual transformations. Yet, amidst the wonder and mystery, there's also a call to mindfulness and readiness. The fires and conflicts prophesied in apocalyptic texts have been metaphorically linked to the tangible consequences of natural disasters, political turmoil, and environmental degradation. While nations may not collapse and seas may not literally boil, the essence of these trials serves as a reminder of the Earth's vulnerability and humanity's responsibility in its care, particularly as the world observes Jerusalem and the potential construction of the Third Temple. The arid climate of Israel, particularly in the Negev region, provides the perfect setting for the arrival of locusts. Some interpret this phenomenon as a precursor to the imminent construction of the Third Temple. These creatures, often lying dormant, can swiftly become an unstoppable force under specific conditions. Rainfall after a dry spell, warmth to accelerate their growth. All these elements align to awaken a latent threat in our era. This occurrence is observed with a mixture of scientific understanding and awe at the unpredictable power of nature. Such power, some suggest, may be indicative of divine intervention. The diminishing flow of the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, as previously discussed regarding the region's water crises, adds complexity to this situation. Once the lifeblood of ancient empires, these rivers now reflect a shifting landscape that could provoke regional instability, worsen water scarcity, and upset the delicate political equilibrium. These changes, many believe, signify the impending end times, a period marked by the reconstruction of the Third Temple. These transformations could inadvertently impact Israel's security and humanitarian endeavors, placing unforeseen strains on its society. As agricultural productivity declines and economies waver under the weight of these occurrences, we find ourselves both witnesses and participants in unfolding events. The narratives of the Bible serve not only as reflections, but as calls to action, reminding us that while we search the skies for signs of the Third Temple and the return of Christ, we must also engage with the earth with compassion and mindfulness. In every swarm of locusts, in every natural challenge, lies a message from the past and a directive for the future. They urge us to reconsider our impact on the planet and each other, to cultivate resilience, and to act with the foresight demanded by these times. As the world grapples with recent waves of insect invasions, an ancient narrative resurfaces, a narrative of conflict leading to scarcity and subsequently to disease. This unfolding sequence appears to echo the warnings recorded in the sacred texts of the Bible, breathing life into ancient words that have long been the subject of theological analysis and debate. Some scholars posit a direct correlation between these events and the prophecies surrounding the Third Temple. The biblical narrative transcends mere history. It serves as a cyclical prophecy, shedding light on the shadowy corners of human destiny. ChatGPT. When we examine the devastations wrought by war, we peer beyond the clashes of mighty powers to witness the suffering of the vulnerable, while the strong often emerge triumphant. Justice seems to fade amidst the chaos of conflict. Echoing through the annals of time, Jesus' prophetic words, "Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom," Luke 21:10, resonate deeply, with many interpreting them as foretelling the conflicts linked to the Third Temple. The staggering death tolls of the world wars, claiming over 83 million lives, stand as solemn testimony to this grim reality. These wars not only signify periods of intense strife, but also herald profound societal upheavals and transformations. The Temple Mount stands as a focal point of immense significance in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, rendering it one of the most fiercely contested religious sites worldwide. For Jews, it holds unparalleled sanctity, revered as the site of the First and Second Temples, believed to be where God's divine presence resided. However, since the Second Temple's destruction in 70 CE, control over the Temple Mount has shifted among various powers, sparking intricate legal and political disputes regarding its ownership and usage. Within the Jewish community, opinions on the temple's reconstruction span a broad spectrum. While some passionately advocate for its rebuilding as a crucial step toward fulfilling biblical prophecy, others, particularly among Orthodox Jews, maintain that the temple's reconstruction should occur only upon the arrival of the Messiah. This diversity of perspectives reflects differing interpretations of religious texts and traditions. The Temple Institute, established in 1987, has spearheaded endeavors aimed at preparing for the temple's reconstruction. Through educational initiatives, scholarly research, and the crafting of ceremonial artifacts, the Institute seeks to revive ancient temple practices and pave the way for its rebuilding. Nevertheless, its activities have stirred controversy within the Jewish community, as many Orthodox Jews adhere to the belief that the temple's reconstruction should await the Messiah's advent. In Christian theology, the reconstruction of the temple holds profound significance, often intertwined with eschatological beliefs concerning the end times. Numerous Christians interpret biblical prophecies, particularly those found in the books of Daniel, Ezekiel, and Revelation, as predicting the restoration of the temple as a precursor to the second coming of Christ. The idea of a third temple assumes a central role in these interpretations, with some Christians regarding its construction as a pivotal event, signifying the fulfillment of biblical prophecy and the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. However, there exists a diversity of viewpoints within Christianity regarding the timing and nature of these eschatological events, leading to various interpretations and debates among theologians and believers. In Islam, the Temple Mount is referred to as Haram al-Sharif, or the Noble Sanctuary, and holds the status of the third holiest site in Islam. It houses both the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, both of which carry immense religious and historical significance for Muslims. The Temple Mount's recognition as a sacred site for multiple faiths has contributed to ongoing tensions and conflicts in the region. The intricacies surrounding the Temple Mount highlight the challenges of reconciling religious beliefs, historical narratives, and geopolitical realities. As discussions persist regarding its ownership, usage, and future, the Temple Mount continues to serve as a focal point of religious devotion, political contention, and theological speculation, shaping the collective consciousness of believers worldwide. For many adherents, the reconstruction of the temple bears deep significance as a symbol of divine restoration and the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. Within eschatological frameworks, the rebuilding of the temple is frequently seen as a precursor to apocalyptic events leading to the second coming of Christ, or the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. In Christian theology, particularly within specific denominations and eschatological traditions, the reconstruction of the temple is closely tied to interpretations of passages from the books of Daniel, Ezekiel, and Revelation. These scriptures are often regarded as containing prophetic visions of future events, including the restoration of the temple in Jerusalem. For instance, the book of Revelation includes references to a temple in the heavenly city described by the Apostle John, indicating the enduring significance of the temple motif in Christian eschatology. Some interpretations of these passages propose a literal rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem as part of the end-time scenario, while others view the temple symbolically as representing the presence of God among His people. The anticipation of the Third Temple's construction is also interwoven with broader theological debates regarding the nature of biblical prophecy, the role of Israel in God's redemptive plan, and the timing of eschatological events. These discussions often reflect diverse theological perspectives, ranging from premillennialism to postmillennialism, each offering distinct interpretations of end-times prophecy and the temple's significance within those events. In addition to theological considerations, the prospect of rebuilding the temple carries significant geopolitical implications, particularly due to its location in Jerusalem, a city steeped in profound historical, religious, and political significance. The Temple Mount stands as a focal point of contention between Israelis and Palestinians, with conflicting claims to sovereignty and access rights. The potential reconstruction of the temple has the potential to intensify tensions in the region and could have widespread ramifications for peace negotiations, interfaith relations, and global geopolitics. The divergent interests and sensitivities surrounding the Temple Mount underscore the intricate challenges of navigating religious beliefs, historical narratives, and geopolitical realities in the pursuit of peace and stability in the Middle East. As believers grapple with the theological, geopolitical, and ethical dimensions of the Temple Mount, the imperative for understanding and reconciliation remains paramount. Dialogue, mutual respect, and concerted efforts to address the underlying causes of conflict are indispensable for fostering peace and coexistence in a region of profound religious and historical significance.